Alright guys, we're starting our stream late. My bad. We had stuff we had to do. But today is Friday. We'll see if the market holds. We'll see what it looks like today. Last day of the week. AMC and Gamestop have come all the way back down. Basically. I mean, AMC and GameStop are still up where they versus where they were prior to the squeeze. But they have given back a lot of the gains. Looking at these, so AMC sitting just under $5. It hasn't really moved that much the last few days, though. You know, so I mean, it still has a chance. GameStop sitting at about 30. GameStop's in a little bit better of a spot. I'm still up 100% in my position for GameStop. But who knows what it's going to do. I'm certainly not telling you guys it's going to do anything. I don't know. I hope it goes up. Yeah, I would be very, very careful, Goose, buying up anything ahead of earnings, brother. After earnings, a different story. You know, you guys know me. I usually attack things after earnings, but before earnings, buying up anything before earnings. If Nvidia tanks on earnings, you could, you know, your account could be destroyed. Just be careful. No, I don't necessarily think we're done. I hope we're not. You know, I think GameStop's in a pretty good spot. AMC's not in a bad spot. They're both up. You know, AMC's still up about 40% from where it was prior to the run. GameStop's up 100%, and so I think we just need a couple days of consolidation. If anybody remembers the last squeeze, remember, chat. Like, look, this was the last squeeze, and so I think a lot of people have short-term memory. But if you look at the last squeeze. Like, look at this. It looks exactly kind of like what we're seeing now, which is this. Like, look. So the last GameStop squeeze, we ripped up. We came all the way back down to a very similar thing to this and what GameStop's doing. Then what happened? We ripped all the way back up and squeezed all the way back up. And so, yeah, I think we're okay. But I don't know. Again, I can't guarantee anything. Yeah, I wouldn't buy anything up ahead of earnings, bro. Again, we just don't know how traders are going to react to earnings at all. So especially Nvidia, which is the biggest earnings report of the entire quarter, there's just risk, bro. All right, guys. Did you know that one time Rihanna went to Brazil on vacation? Or like, I don't know what she was doing in Brazil, but one time Rihanna went to Brazil and she saw what she thought was a beach in Brazil. And so, you know, it's Rihanna. She's like, hey, let me go swim in this beach, right? She takes pictures, she poses, you know, she does the, you know, poses. And come to find out, it wasn't a beach. It was a sewer. Still got pictures of it to this day on the internet. What terrible turn of events for her, you know? What a terrible turn of events, you know? All right, chat. I don't know anything about it. ID. I don't know anything about that, bro. All right, guys. Yeah, I don't know anything about that stock. So I'll wait. I don't know. I'm not telling you guys to do anything. I really don't know what to do. And I'm already up 100% at GameStop. All right, guys. Robinhood at 1890s. SPY's trying to go green on the day. SPY is slightly green on the day. So the SPY is slightly green. Somehow my portfolio is still green. One thing you learn on the internet very quickly, like, I don't know if it's just the same person that is just kind of being like a stalker. Like, you know, theorizing about some of these weirdos that comment and obsess about the channel. I've got some friends that are just kind of like, I genuinely have a couple friends that keep sending me friend requests. Old friends that keep sending me friend requests that are really struggling. Like, they seem to be going a little bit crazy, to be honest. And so I don't know if they're the ones that are behaving this way, but what did the Ferris Bueller post say? Yeah, I mean, realistically, they're probably just jealous. And that's probably true. And again, I'm just kind of talking, right? Like, the reason I said this is because I'm looking at my comments again from yesterday, and people are so emotional, bro. Like, let me read you some of these comments. How'd that amazing GameStop and AMC squeeze go? Ha ha ha. This was all a calculated rug pull. Retail lost again. And then the name of the person is AMC pushers are the worst. So you know they created that just for me, you know. But what I responded to them and what they had no response to was I said, my average on GameStop is $15.16. I'm up 100% over the last few weeks. And you seem to be genuinely upset about it. And that's okay, you know. All right. Momo sent an email regarding what? How many times are people going to fall for the hype? You know, I think it depends on your definition. Like, you got to understand. Like, I get it. People who didn't take advantage of AMC and GameStop originally and this latest time are going to act like the whole thing was just a scam and that you should have never bought it or whatever it is. But people made billions of dollars, millions of dollars from the first the first GameStop squeeze in 2021. And then people made millions of dollars from this squeeze as well, you know? And so I think most likely the psychology behind it is like, hey, I missed out on this move, so let me just shame anybody that wasn't scared and ended up taking the risk and making money, right? Like, I think that might be a very common thing nowadays, and that might be why you also see so many people get upset, even though GameStop is up over 100% from where it was, you know? And again, like, to be fair, like, let's look at the last squeeze. I think it's important to look at it. So, like, here's the last GameStop squeeze. And remember, guys, listen, this is how it went, okay? It squeezed, came back down a week later, stayed down for, you know, a couple weeks, and then later on that month did another squeeze where it went all the way back up to 90 basically, and then came right back down, and then another one when it went right back up to to basically 90 again. And so it did this a couple times, and then again you can kind of see we squeezed here again. So this chart is interesting. Yeah, so the SEC's changed it to T1 after, I think it's the 25th. I mean, I don't say investing into a penny stock for a week. I think you're trying to make that similar to what happened with AMC and GameStop when it's not. What I tell people is investing in penny stocks are usually a terrible idea because most penny stocks are going to fail. That's different than like trying to catch an AMC or a GameStop squeeze, you know. Both of them are, you know, risky things, of course, but it depends on who you are. Like, I think in a lot of traders, I think if you're experienced and you have the bankroll and you're profitable, you can do whatever you want to do and find an edge wherever it can be found. And I think that's how profitable traders behave, is they look for an edge wherever it can be found. But I think if you're new, which is most people, or if you haven't been trading for very long, yeah, you should never trade penny stock. You should never invest money into penny stocks. I think a lot of people are really kind of, for lack of a better word, gullible about penny stocks, because I think they don't have that much money and they want to believe that they can turn their small amount of money into a large amount, right? And so they kind of buy the hype of a lot of the marketing that penny stocks put out there. Like, if you read marketing for penny stocks, they'll call it DD, but it's total nonsense, right? Because that'll justify people buying it if they call it DD. It's really just marketing. They'll act like it's the next Amazon, that it's just going to go crazy. And most of the time it goes down. And so, yeah. Yeah, we got FFIE. I know a lot of people were talking about this. It's at 260s now. Yeah, I just can't take the risk of playing other people's instrumentals. Yeah, I don't tell anybody to do anything. That's why it's kind of crazy when people come out and they start acting like I'm just this huge pumper of anything. Like, they're not paying attention if they think that, you know. because again, like, look, if you look back at my trading, like, if you look back at my trading, I told people I like Disney at $85, $75, $80. I told people I like Target at $100. I told people a year and a half ago when everybody was doom and gloom that the market probably wasn't going to crash, and it didn't have to crash, and that the biggest edge was on the long side. A couple days ago, like, if you listen to the trades I talk about, and again, I never tell anybody to buy them, but these are trades that I take. I'm in Airbnb, I'm green on it. I'm in Boeing, I'm green on it. I'm in Alibaba, I'm green on it. I'm in CVS, I'm green on it. Intel's basically flat now, so I'm almost flat in that one as well. I'm in Roblox, I'm green on that one. I'm in Uber, I'm green on that one. So most of these trades that you see me get into are profitable, and I think anybody that watches the stream recognizes that. I think a lot of the time you got people who bet against me on those Disney trades or on those Target trades or on, whatever. And so they're just desperate to say I told you so because they don't ever get to say it. But yeah. Time will tell, chat. Watching NVAX, it's up a lot too. I think it's a little bit slower now. Yeah, people think buying 1,000 shares of a penny stock means that they have some higher edge or that they have more potential. Most of the time you can buy 10 shares, 5 shares of a blue chip and make more money. That's a hard thing for a lot of people to grasp. Which you learn very quickly is not everybody that gets involved with the stock market is smart. Is the easiest way to put it. Like, not everybody's smart. And I think there's also that things that don't have anything to do with intelligence. I think you have to be resilient to marketing, to stocks. Marketing and stocks, you have to be resilient to pressure, persuasion, and yeah. I don't know if GameStop's gonna pump again. I hope it does, but I don't know. So a couple people have resigned from OpenAI in the last few days. Did anybody try ChatGPT 4.0? Crazy good, dude. Weirdly good. Honestly, it's scary good. I was telling my wife about it. If you don't know about, this is the crazy part, right? For the last few years, people were telling me AI was just a buzzword. It wasn't really a big important thing, that it wasn't going to be influential over tech or anything like that. And I think fast forward a few years later, of course, these type of people will never admit they were wrong. But like, obviously AI is ridiculously influential over tech now. And I think Chat GPT 4.0 is crazy powerful. If you don't know about the new update they just did to Chat GPT, so now Chat GPT can decipher images in a really profound way. Like now Chat GPT, I can send Chat GPT an image and it will analyze that image effectively. I could say, hey Chat GPT, do you see this on this picture? I want you to find this on this picture and change it into this, make a blue shade here. And also I want you to take all the instances of an elephant out the picture and instead put a palm tree, as an example. And Chat GPT will do that. Like that is crazy good. Like the fact that we have some type of software that can understand and like images in that way is really, really interesting. I think it's really, really interesting. And honestly, it kind of shows you like how high the ceiling is for AI. Like these are crazy good things. And like imagine what this is going to look like in a few years. The exponential growth in tech is going to be there, I think. Are you asking for money? Oh, no. I don't know whether you should go all in on GameStop. I'm not telling you to do anything. I really don't know. No, go ahead and talk about stocks as long as you're not pumping penny stocks. Yeah, I'm still in AMC and GameStop. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of penny stocks. FFIE is up crazy amounts too. Can y'all not hear the music? Can y'all hear the music? I'm listening to music. Can you not hear it? Yeah, I'm testing Chat GPT right now. Yeah, and Pawn. Try Chat GPT 4.0. It'll analyze images now. Yeah, I'm looking up some stuff right now. I'm trying out the new Chat GPT on a lot of different things. But it's got really, really good. GameStop dipping down a little bit. Here's AMC. So GameStop at 28.50s. It's actually gapping up a little bit, so it is a little strong today. Yeah, you could also just use your mic and talk into Chat GPT now, which is even better.
What's up, guys?
Sorry, I'm looking at a couple things here. Sorry, I'm trying ChatGPT out on a couple different things, so forgive me. I'm just testing ChatGPT right now, to be honest, to see what it can do. All right, we're seeing how good it gets. I'm asking it to recreate a picture that I just saw on something. Spy bag green on the day here. Interesting. So wait, I have it doing this now. I'm gonna see what it looks like afterwards. GameStop is dumping down. Wow, look at GameStop fall. Volkswagen has walked away with talks from Renault. GameStop files a shelf offering. Ooh. Look, this is what happened, chat. GameStop just filed a shelf offering. That's why it's down. Crazy. Here, look. GameStop shelf offering. Yeah, so they just announced the shelf offering. Yeah, so I'm playing with this now, to be honest. All right, but yeah, GameStop announced the shelf offering. I'm trying to find more details about it. Not bad. Wow. Yeah, so I just played with it. It's not too bad. All right, so again, GameStop announced the mixed shelf offering. It's now down pretty big here, down to $25 a share. GameStop numbers are out. Prelim results. GameStop showed net sales to be in the range of 872 million to 892 million compared to 1.237 million or billion in the prior year. Selling, general and administration expenses are expected to be in the range of 290 to 300 compared to 345. Net loss 27 to 37 million. compared to 50.5 million the previous year. So a smaller loss than expected. Cash equivalents expected to be in the range of 1.073 billion, almost 1.4 billion in cash. That's good. All right, guys. So again, these are the numbers we're reporting. I'm going to put these numbers up in chat so you guys can see. All right, so chat. We're going to put these up in chat. And again, it's dipping for sure. Cash and cash equivalents are out. Yeah. Try to fix this update. But here's the news. Yeah, so we're putting all these numbers up in chat so you can see them. Gamestop down to 25.20s. All right, so GameStop still consolidating around $25 a share. AMC has followed it. It's down to 450s. Source, the GameStop website. The big number is Q1 sales. Yeah, like look at the investor relations on GameStop. This prelim results is what this is. Yeah, so again, I'll put this number up on screen. Yeah, so a mixed shelf offering for GameStop. Yeah, we covered that a little bit already, but yeah, the new GPT is much faster too. So look at the SPY, it's up to 528.80s. SPY's still green though. That's nice. Somehow we're still green on our equities portfolio today, but AMD's treated me really well. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure why they reported prelim results. You know, prelim results are, I'm not sure why they did this. Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll cause some interest. You know, I don't know. I'm speculating here, but it definitely, lower retail sales can't be seen as a positive thing. All right, guys. GameStop's at $24 a share, $24 a share. So it dipped under 25. Obviously not good. All right, chat. So I'm drinking my coffee. We're going to see what GameStop does again. GameStop filed a big shelf offering without disclosing how much it was going to be. They announced prelim for quarter one results that were underwhelming, showed up under expected numbers. They projected 1.05 billion, and they only showed about 892 million, a little bit less than 900 million. They also filed a mixed shelf offering and didn't disclose the size. You offloading John? No, I'm playing with Chat GPT in the background, to be honest. All right, so we're looking at other stuff. I'm also still pretty great at AMD, and if we look at like Nvidia here, guys, Nvidia is still at 940s. Didn't get up to 1,000 yesterday, but the real question is, what does Nvidia hit 1,000? I think that's next week heading into Nvidia earnings. I think Nvidia is primed to potentially break 1,000 if earnings come in even slightly good. I think Nvidia could explain shelf offering already. Okay, so what a shelf offering is that they're filing to be able to do a future offering, and they're putting it on the shelf, right? So they're filing to do a future offering whenever they want. Like, in order to be able to sell shares, right, and dilute the company, you know, at a specific price, you have to file it. You can't just randomly hit it, like, boom, you know. You can't just randomly hit it, you know, whatever you want as a company. You have to file it. So usually with shelf offerings, they can sell portions of it over a period of time without having to re-register. So they're filing to be able to do it sometime in the future. I'm going to look up the actual definition, but that's what a shelf offering is. I'll read it to you. A shelf offering, also known as a shelf registration or prospectus, is a public offering where a company can register a new issue of securities with the U.S. SEC without selling them all at once. Instead, they can sell portions of the issue over a 3-year period without needing to re-register the security or incurring penalties. The issuer can make multiple offerings based on the same prospectus, known as the core prospectus, as opposed to filing a new registration every offering. So yeah, this is basically one in which they can continue to do little small offerings without needing to re-register. So like if you want to do an offering, you have to register it. And so they're basically registering it and sticking part of it on the shelf for a later point in time. AMC is up to 465s. Shelf offering wouldn't drop the price now. Yes, it would. Again, look, I want AMC and GameStop to go up. I really do. Okay. But I think, but one thing that I do see that I can't help but bring up is like there's been so much bad advice brought by people holding these stocks. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm holding mine. I'm not selling mine right now. I'm holding mine. I haven't sold any this morning. I haven't sold any, over the last few days at all. But you also have to be real about stuff. So offerings are always bad, generally. Now they could be somewhat good. Like look, you can see a silver lining in offerings because the company's going to make more money. But the overarching point is that it's always dilution. And so when a company announces dilution, the normal response and price action is for that company to go down. And again, I'm in GameStop. I want it to go up. But if a company announced dilution, which is certainly what this is, a normal response is for it to go down. The other reason GameStop is down is because they posted prelim first quarter sales came in deeply under expected at 890s versus 1.05 billion expected. So yeah, it doesn't mean anything. I'm in GameStop, and to give you guys a more optimistic look, like the last time GameStop squeezed in 2021, remember it squeezed up to this, came all the way back down, a very similar to chart to this. Like look, a very similar chart to this. If I put up a daily chart, we already got the first part. Remember, big squeeze up, big pullback all the way back down to here. Everybody said it was done, and then what do you know? A couple weeks later, it squeezed all the way back up to $90. And so it doesn't mean anything yet. This is down on offering news and underwhelming sales. But we'll see if it continues. Like, I want to tell people the truth behind it. Like, I think sometimes what happens with, like, GameStop and AMC is that they're so desperate for it to go up that, like, traders just kind of scream all these conspiracies, Like, again, an example is like, oh, well, this shelf offering shouldn't make GameStop go down. Of course it should, It's a dilution announcement. That's almost always going to make whatever the stock is drop. It's not, everything's not a conspiracy, I guess is the point. And I think sometimes people look at it too much under that lens. And one thing that I've seen specifically for AMC a lot over the past like 2 years is like every other day there's a new conspiracy about AMC online. And I'm not saying some of them aren't true, but I think some people are just trying to grow a following online on social media. And so they're telling you all these new squeeze, conspiracies, and they're always a different one every other day, and there's no way they could all be true. So a lot of people are just kind of telling you stuff that you want to hear so that they can grow online, and that's the truth behind some of it. Now some of them might be true, but I think it's important to recognize this squeeze is mostly going on from Roaring Kitty making his first post in 3 years. Like that's what's squeezing these stocks up. And the reason these stocks are mostly going down is out of fear. They start to drop. People are up, hundreds of percent. And they're scared to lose the gains that they've made. And so what happens is they start to sell, right? And the more people that do it, the more it drops. And then you find yourself here. Now, I'm sure shorters are, involved with this as well, of course. I'm not saying shorters aren't involved. But yeah, I think that's the picture of what's going on here is that people are scared of losing their gains, yeah, of course they wanna, like sell shares. You know, again, look, guys, and I've said this a thousand times, but a company can't benefit from its higher share price unless it sells shares at the higher price. You know, so without selling shares at the higher price, the company's not benefiting from it on a monetary perspective. If they want to benefit from their higher price, they have to sell shares at these higher prices. You know, that's, you know, they didn't say how much dilution it was. They just announced it. They announced a mixed shelf offering. What about Bitcoin? Bitcoin is up a lot today. Looks good. Pre-market volume on AMC. It's light, for sure, but it's still early, so we'll see what happens. Gamestop dipped down to under 24s. Weird. All right, GameStop down to 23s, chat, 23s. Maybe they want to push the price down for shorters. Maybe. Or I released prelim earnings this morning. I'm not sure. You know, honestly, I didn't even know they were releasing it this early. I just kind of woke up and saw it. You know, what's up, Connor? How you doing, bro? All right. All right, guys. So we're at 2230s. SPY at 529s. GameStop down 20%, 15 minutes premature, no halt yet. Market open if it moves up. Well, it's because it's sand, so it's the differences between pre-market and after hours, or pre-market and market hours. I mean, during market hours, you can get halted on either side, but during pre-market, you're not going to get halted. Stocks don't get halted in pre-market unless it's a news pending T1 halt. The FOMC today, high impact or low? Medium, I would say. It's nothing big. Are you talking about Fed Chris Wallen speaking? Because that's kind of big, but like, yeah. Sunday, Powell speaks a little bit. We'll have to cover that. Cohen setting a trap for shorts. Yeah, but who gave the price target, Connor? You know, he said the $12.75 to $15 price target was announced. No need to question that's where it's going. Maybe. But who gave the price target, I guess, is the question. You know, if it's an analyst, you know, that would be implying that all analysts' price targets are correct. And that's not true. They could be wildly wrong. You know, if it's the company themselves, it's a little bit more valid. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking. Let me look it up. What's up, Kimberly? Can you explain what happens during weekends? So yeah, during weekends, typically people stop working, they stay home, they sit on the couch, sometimes they drink, you know. I personally watch UFC fights and hang out with my family, play a little poker, you know, play catch with my kids, you know, walk the dogs. You know, that's basically what I do on the weekends. All right, I'm joking. I know you're probably asking what happens to the market on the weekends. Number one, the futures market's mostly open on the weekends. The futures market mostly opens. It's mostly open on the weekends. Stocks are closed though. So the S&P, the Nasdaq, you know, they're going to be closed. Apple, Amazon, you know, whatever, they're going to be closed. Market opens back up. Market hours are from Monday to Friday. You know, pre-market is like what we're in right now. Pre-market opens up, I think it's like 3:30, 4 a.m. in the morning, depending on your broker. Pre-market opens up early in the morning. And then in pre-market, you can only use limit orders. And it's a lot of the time when news comes out, like news comes out in pre-market. And then you have market hours from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's main market hours. You can use any type of order. Most volatility happens then. And then after the closing bell at 4 p.m., you get what's called after hours, which is from, I believe, 4 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then after that, markets are fully closed. After 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, markets are closed. And then, you know, the same thing happens the next day. The next day, if it's a weekday in pre-market, it opens up at 3, 4 a.m. or whatever it is, and it repeats. During weekends, the market's just closed, except for the futures market is open. Oh yeah, sorry. The futures market's not open all weekend. It's only open Sunday afternoon, you know, / evening. Sorry, I was thinking of Forex. All right, chat, we got 700 people here. Dude, I've got so many random. Yeah. Hey, good luck, Jay. Any major reports today? No, not really. No. All right, guys. Oh man, I did Muay Thai class yesterday. It was fun. I like boxing a little bit more, but that's all right. Dude, I'm just not very. I don't have much dexterity in my kicks. I can kick strong. Like I can. My leg kicks are, they're pretty good. But trying to throw a high kick, it's just not. I just can't really do it. Reddit. Yeah, Reddit all the way up to almost 67, 66. I don't know, Adam. Nobody knows. Time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. Stick around. We'll cover it no matter what. David and Anders. Is that like Anders from Workaholics? Kara and I have been watching Workaholics. Hilarious show. Honestly, we watched it a long time ago. We're rewatching it. OpenAI deal for Reddit. That's nice. Again, guys, if you haven't tried new Chat GPT 4.0, it's gotten crazy good. You gotta become more stretchy for them high kicks, bro. I mean, I could do them. I thought the best part of the class, and I've done a few Muay Thai classes. I always like elbow strikes personally, but like the best part, the best thing you learn during Muay Thai class is actually how to block. Like having to block, if you have just gloves on, having to block, like this is like important, because if you don't know how to do that, I mean, if you're regular boxing, it's different, but like, interesting. Yeah, I'm more of a jiu-jitsu guy than striking, but I know a little bit of striking. Top 3 worst strikers ever, though. Alright, chat. Again, the SPY at 529s. 529s. Reddit at 6320, 6220s. Shopify bouncing back up a little bit, so we're still green on the day in equity somehow. Mostly through gold. We're also green on AMD. We are also green on Netflix. We are also green on Shopify today. We're red still in the position overall, but... Dude, honestly, they put 1,000 degrees Celsius iron ball, like a molten rock, on a pineapple skin, and the pineapple skin actually held it. Freaking internet, man. It's got me looking at all these weird videos. I suck at jits, bro. Yeah, that's how it goes, though. If you don't know how to train, if you've never trained before, like training with somebody that's, if you roll with somebody that knows what they're doing, it's a humbling experience in jiu-jitsu. It really is. Everybody thinks they can fight until you actually go and try to fight, and then you realize how bad you can fight. But then you're like, hey, I gotta get better. Then you get better, and then you can fight, and it's fun, you know. All right, guys, Shopify up there. Cohen and Aaron a cut. Gamestop losing. Yeah, again, I'm probably just gonna sit in my position here. Like, I'm not too worried about selling. No matter what, like, I'll sit in it long term. I'll have fun and take the risk. I'm very green on the year anyway. This is not going to ruin my portfolio or anything. I'm still actually green in equities on the day, even with GameStop dumping here. So, could be worse. I think maybe if I was really red on the day, you know, but I'm still green. MMA spectator only. I don't train, just making sure that's out there. Yeah, it's all good, dude. Honestly, so I'm all in. Is it time to buy GameStop? I don't think I've done a poll yet today. Let's do one here. All right, here we go. I'm all. Let's go ahead and do a poll. The question is going to be, will AMC and GameStop bounce back? Yes or no? Vote on the poll. Yeah. John, can you list off your positions? I'm going to preface this with, I do not want anybody to copy me, follow me, invest in any of these. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. I understand we do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. I'm not even claiming to be a good or profitable trader. Don't copy me. I'm one of the top 3 worst traders in the world. Might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Do not copy me. Not liable if you lose money. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. Any other disclaimer I can think of? I think that's pretty much it. Anyways, with that said, my position listing is Apple, Airbnb, AMC, AMD, Boeing, Baba, Chewy, CVS, Delta, Etsy, Ford, Gold, GameStop, Google, Home Depot, Honeywell, Intel, Coca-Cola, Meta, MGM, Netflix, Nike, Pfizer, Palantir, Roblox, Shopify, Snapchat, Snowflake, SoFi, SoundHound, Tesla, Tyson Foods, Unity, Uber, Walgreens, and Walmart is my position list. And I'm green on it. You know. Yeah, definitely top 3 disclaimers in the world right now. Alright, guys. Yeah. But no, what I was going to say is, like, I watched MMA for like a decade before I ever learned and started training it. Like, I always wanted to learn, but I was too busy. My kids were young. You know, I finally started learning and training. And it's so much fun, man. It really is. It's so much fun. If you've never done it, go do it. It's much fun. Like, jiu-jitsu is really, really fun. I don't like gi jiu-jitsu as much. I'm more of a no-gi guy, and I'm better at no-gi as well. Like, much better at no-gi. Those freaking grips, man. I'd rather just collar tie and, you know, but I watched MMA for years and years prior to training, and what I will tell you is that it certainly helped my jiu-jitsu game. Like, understanding the positions in MMA certainly helped. Like, without question, helped. You know, you're gonna have some people that are like, oh, watching it didn't help at all. It definitely did, right? Like, take me coming off the streets training, never trained before. I already knew what a mount was. I knew what side control was. I knew what half guard was. I knew what a guillotine was, a rear naked choke, a arm bar, a Kimura, Americana. Like, I already knew what all that stuff was. I just had never done it myself. And so when I started rolling, I remember I was tapping people out within like a day. Because you just got to learn the muscle memory of it. But if you know the sequences and the procedure. Now, again, I'm not claiming I was ever like good in the beginning, but it certainly was easier for me to pick it up versus somebody who has no idea about any of that stuff that just kind of walks into a gym and starts training. It's certainly easier for me to learn because of that. And I learned much faster too because I already knew a lot of the concepts of it. I just had never trained myself, you know. Yeah, most gyms are really chill, Chris, and like it's kind of like a family. Like they're really nice and easy, and they're friendly to new traders or to new people. Like it's a really intimidating thing when you first go in if you've never gone before to like a gym, but it's not bad, man. It's fun as long as you go to the right gym, like, you know. Anyways, GameStop at $21 a share. Let's see if it holds this spot. Like 21s, maybe 20s seems to be a psychological level. And again, I'm not surprised GameStop's coming down. The real question is, why did they? Okay, so they announced their offering announcement. So this is what just showed up. Look, so they may sell up to 45 million shares of Class A stock to use proceeds for general purposes and may include acquisitions. So yeah. Look, so this is probably why they're dropping more. They announced it's going to be a 45 million share, which is not a small one. Class A common stock offering to use proceeds for general purposes and acquisitions, potentially. So that's why this is dropping. You know, again, offerings are never good. Rock Lab, Tyson or Paul, Virgin Galactic. I was never a believer in space. I again, a couple times I've thought about, like, I thought about whether I wanted to open up a short report company, you know. And again, the GameStop AMC crowd obviously probably doesn't like that, and that's all right. But there's been a couple stocks where I was like, hey, this stock is gonna fail. Or this stock is going to go down over the next few years, and I've been right about almost every one that I had that big like bearish view, and SPCE was one of them. My argument for this stock, if you've been watching for years, you might remember me saying this. My argument for SPCE was very simple. The space industry is incredibly expensive, and so whether they're like, number one, space got pumped up a lot very quickly. Space went from like under $10 all the way to 60 plus by 2021, and it was never going to hold. Like the space industry, incredibly expensive. It's mostly pushed up on hype. It was just never going to hold, right? And so over the last few years, it's dropped from, again, those $62 price levels all the way down to 103s. Just very weak. You know, I said the same thing about Peloton. Over the last few years, I've been saying the same thing about Peloton. Peloton got big during the pandemic. They are a virtual reality bicycle company that got big off of hype. And, you know, now they're kind of burning money. Like many companies, when they first start to grow, they start wasting money. Peloton is a prime example of this. How does it waste money? So Peloton got really big in the middle of the pandemic, and it was a virtual reality bicycle company. what I asked people was the same thing, which was if you had the option between a virtual reality bicycle and an actual bicycle, which one are you going to buy? And most people were like the bicycle, the actual bicycle. The problem with Peloton is that they got big and they started wasting money on nonsense. Like they started putting out virtual reality rowing machines and like all these different unnecessary things that are probably wildly expensive to produce, you know, and then they didn't get sales they wanted for them and they just couldn't understand. Like the problem is that these bicycles cost $4,000 or $5,000 a piece. You know, then there's a monthly subscription on top of it. I think they just got to get more people in the door. Then, yeah, they just did a lot of things wrong as a company. And again, I predicted this company's failure years and years ago. Another one of these companies was BYND, Beyond Meat, a lab-grown meat company, which is never going to succeed. They don't have the user consumer base they need to succeed, really. And yeah. So there's a couple companies where I've been like, hey, that company's probably going to fail, and it has. And so the harder part is taking advantage of it. I'm not one that really believes in shorting things super, super heavily. But GameStop bottom is 2080. How big is 45 million? Well, in terms of percentage of the current AMC float, AMC's float size is about 300 million. So 20% of that would be a third of 20. So like six point whatever, 6.33 repeating would be, I'm pretty sure, a third. So it's about 6.5% of the float. So it's not a small percentage, but it's not a crazy large one either. All right, look at that. With that said, GameStop did bounce at 21s. I bought Shopify after the earnings. It must go up, it cannot go down, and all of this just for a cash raise. Nah, I don't believe it. Yeah, but I mean, I think that's because a lot of the people in this community are programmed to believe everything's a conspiracy, and it's not. Like, again, I'm in GameStop. I want it to go up, but when companies announce dilution, which is what it is, it's dilution, you know, most of the time they're going to go down, brother. That's just kind of how it goes. It's not a conspiracy, you know. They not only announced dilution of their shares, right, but they also announced noticeably lower than expected prelim first quarter sales, right, which came in under 900 million when they expected over $1 billion. And so that's really what started this big drop. Now, I hope we could bounce back, and I think we could potentially bounce back. I'm in it right now. I hope we bounce back. We're back up to almost 23, so hey, maybe this is the second wind here. Let's see if we go. But yeah, it's not a conspiracy. The drop isn't a conspiracy, I guess is my point. Like, the drop is just a reaction, and I think that's very self-evident. Only down 30% since we talked about it yesterday. Yeah, only up about 100% over the last 2 weeks as well, huh? The question is, if something moves up 100%, or if something moves up over 100% and then dips 30% or 40% or whatever it is it weak or strong? Hey, bud. Love you, man.
Love you.
Have a good day at school, buddy.
Okay, love you.
Love you, bud. All right. What I'm saying is it cannot drop forever. Sure, I mean, hopefully it can. Discord's gonna go public? Is it really? I don't know how I feel about that. SPY's still breaking lifetime highs and has been. It's at 529s. Right around the latest lifetime high, which is right around 530s, I believe. Um, yeah, like, look, I want AMC and GameStop to go up, but I'm also not gonna like. I'm not gonna just say everything's a conspiracy just to kind of, for lack of a better word, pander to you guys. Like, everything's not a conspiracy, and I think too many of you guys have that mindset that everything's a conspiracy, and I get it, but I think y'all have to understand that just like some of the hedge funds are manipulating things, so can other people as well, right? Like, other people that want to grow a following based off the back of you guys, of GameStop and AMC, if they tell you what you want to hear, which is everything's a shadowy conspiracy, then they might be able to grow. And you shouldn't like to be manipulated in that way either, you know? And so you got to stop looking at everything like there's a conspiracy. There's a number of different like Twitter profiles that have done that over the last few years. And of course, I'm sure some of them are going to act like they're right here, but this is mostly from Roar and Kitty flying, pushing these higher. Although GameStop did start to squeeze last week. And so Friday, Thursday, GameStop was moving up nicely. Did you hear Aspinall got a new fight? Yeah, I think he needs to fight Jones, though, man. Honestly, I think Jones is the GOAT MMA fighter of all time. But I think Jones is also scared of Aspinall, to be honest, you know? And I think it hurts his legacy a little bit. I think Jones is trying to fight Pereira, you know, who can't strike. Jones would take him down and tap him out in about 30 seconds. Aspinall can wrestle, can strike, is the same size as Jones, and I think Jones not recognizes the risk of that. AFC is holding. Yeah, so AFC have 444s, 450s. Yeah, his win record's great, but again, like, there were some question marks and certainly some asterisks in his win record. I know people were like, "Oh, he's never really lost." It's like, let's be honest. Thiago Santos, he probably lost that fight. He definitely lost the first Alexander Gustafsson fight. He lost. What's the other dude he lost to? There was another guy that, like, the worst one was. I can't think of him. He kind of fell off as a fighter, but there was one guy that obviously beat Jones, and it was very clear, but then they gifted it to Jones anyway. So Jones has lost a lot of his last 4 or 5 fights for whatever reason, though the judges keep giving it to him. Dominic Reyes. Yeah, that was who it was. So Reyes beat Jones, like, without question. He beat Jones. Like, it was so obvious. He destroyed him. But then the judge gifted it to Jones again. So it's just kind of... We can use his record. I think Jones, by his record, is the GOAT. But I think he's also a little scared to fight Aspinall because he knows that's going to be a problem for him. Yeah, I mean, guys, we're waiting for GameStop and AMC to do something here. It's sitting at 22s. AMC bounced back to 444s. Now, maybe market hours will give us a little bit of hope. But yeah. Again, I'm probably just going to sit in mine. Remember the last... I'll go over this. I've gone over this a couple times. The last GameStop squeeze... Remember, we squeezed up, we came all the way back down, looks a lot like what's happening now. And then within a couple weeks, we started ripping all the way back up to $90. So it's possible that this is just the settle down, just like the first squeeze happened. But who knows what's going to happen here. I hope that that's the case. But again, who knows? Yeah. Yeah, Mighty Mouse is probably the GOAT. I can agree with that. I saw Mighty Mouse. Roll against that 250-pound brown belt and beat him. Like he got him with a bow and arrow choke, which bow and arrow chokes are nasty too. They're yeah. I've only gone out one time training jiu-jitsu. One time I've gone out. It wasn't during a roll. It was during an instructional. Like my coach was showing people how to do a bow and arrow choke, and I was the dummy he used. And it's a funny story. I told my kids about it. So like he's doing the bow and arrow choke, which is kind of like a variation and a gi of a rear naked choke, right? But you're choking him with the collar. Anyways, my coach is showing people how to do it, and I thought I tapped, but I'm sitting there and everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, I start hearing reggae music in my head, and I remember I had like I was like at a party, like listening to reggae music in my head. I was like listening. It was like Bob Marley showed up. And then I woke up and everybody's standing around. Like I feel my coach pick me up and like I start to kind of wake up. And I was like, oh, Ish, did I go out? And they were like, yeah. They said, you were snoring with your eyes open, they said. I was like, man, but again, it was weird. I heard reggae drumming music in my head as it happened. But again, I woke up and I was fine for the rest of that day. That's the benefit of that type of stuff. Doesn't really hurt you, Yeah, it was weird. I heard reggae music like Bob Marley, And I was just kind of sitting there hanging out. Like I remember I was kind of like happy. And then I woke up and everybody's staring at me with like freaked out. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah. The lesson. Tap early, guys. No, I don't really have a nickname. What's up, David? Yeah, DJ's the go. Adam Aaron. We'll see about AMC. I think AMC, it's been a tough road for movies. It really has. I've told people this over and over again the last few weeks. It's been a tough road for movies, right? Like movies have changed since 2020. Like they have. They simply have changed. And it's not really an arguable thing. They obviously have changed. The standard of movies have changed. The amount of movies that go to theaters now versus 20 years ago is much lower. Studios are less likely to do press runs for theater movies. You see it with the new Roadhouse movie. They wanted it to go to theaters. Again, they're less likely to spend that money and risk that money to do a press run when they know they could probably profit from direct to streaming. And so what you see a lot now is more and more movies going direct to streaming. The only movies that go to theaters that don't go to streaming are the biggest movies like Dune. But even still, like okay, just for you, so you guys can remember this, right? How it used to be prior to 2020 was that when a movie went to theaters, right? A movie would go to theaters and it would stay in theaters for months. It would stay in theaters, months and months. It would stay in theaters. Then there would be like a 3 to 4 month break in between. So a movie would go to theaters, stay in theaters, and then there'd be a 3 to 4 month break between it dwindling down in theaters after it's been there a while and it actually coming out on DVD or streaming. So there was a big break. So basically you weren't going to see new movies for a minute unless you went to the theaters to see it. Nowadays, that standard has completely changed to where now most movies go direct to streaming. You could spend $20 and watch the movie at home now. That's the first difference. The second difference is that even the movies that don't go straight to streaming usually go to streaming much faster. So they start out in theaters, like Dune 2 is a good example. Dune 2 was in theaters for a couple months. Now I can already rent it online and go straight to streaming. And so the standard of movies has changed. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean AMC's done, though. Like, people are always going to need to go to movies and go to theaters. Like, people are always going to go to theaters. And I think, to take the other side of that, I think theaters have evolved to where the last few times I went to a movie theater, they were busy. Like, they have restaurants now. They're full, like, serving, like, full wait staffs are there serving you. So they've evolved in a better way as well. So there's good and bad things about the new movie theater industry. But it's certainly different than it was 10 years ago. Yeah, direct streaming certainly hurt it. I mean, and they still make money though, but their margins are going to be down versus, you know, the previous period of time. But inflation's up as well though, so yeah, writer strike hurt it too. There's a lot of reasons. Yeah. Yeah, so all right, guys, SPY moving up. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about the concert thing, live preview of albums. I don't think they're going to give enough interest. Like, I don't think enough people care about those things to spend money and go to a movie theater to see it. I'm not saying there's nobody that cares, but I don't think the consumer base for something like that's big enough to really make it like this the next big thing for theaters. I think they're going to have to innovate a little bit better and do some different things there. I just don't think that's going to be much big of a thing. I think they should maybe start renting out like rooms. Well, I mean, I'm sure some people are already doing this, like some industries, but I think they should start renting out full theaters and have it like a party room where you can like go rent a movie, have a party, have like wait staff, have like games, you know, all while a big movie's playing in the background. I think that would be cool. But again, the question you have to ask about those businesses is it going to have a justifiable consumer base that's large enough? And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Ollie, I'm going to talk about whatever I want. Stream UFC or anything? Yeah. I don't know. Again, the question is, do they have a large enough consumer base that's going to be interested in that? So would you, Chris, are you talking about the actual band going to play in the theater itself or just a stream of it? A stream of it's not going to work, but if the band actually played there, that's different. That might be cool. Yeah, we're just talking about the stocks in general, you know. SPY up to 529, still kind of moving back up a little bit. AFC up to 444s. GameStop is a little bit different in terms of its business argument. So GameStop, you know, the objective truth about GameStop is people aren't going to be buying physical copies of video games in 5 or 10 years. They're just not. You know, core systems are not even going to have slots for physical copies anymore. And so GameStop should pivot over time to more of like a collector's, like Pokemon cards, anime, toys, you know, stuff like that. I think that's how they succeed. You know, I think if they just keep trying to sell only video games and consoles, their business is just going to dwindle over time. And as technology grows and grows and game systems change, I think it's already happening and it's already happened. And so GameStop needs to do something to change their business model because their current one's not going to survive another 5 to 10 years. Well, the Netflix of games would be a little bit different. That would be some type of like rental service. You know, and that might be interesting. I don't know. I was a big Pokemon guy. I still love Pokemon. My son loves Pokemon. I went to Collect-A-Con a couple weeks ago, like a while back, with my son and family. Really, I never really got into playing the cards. When I was a child, Pokemon had its crazy, like, run with in the kids market. Like, Pokemon got huge when I was a kid. I used to collect Pokemon cards, trade them with my friends. I had a bunch of expensive cards. I had like first edition holographic Charizard. I had all these freaking cards that are now worth tons of money. I don't know what happened to my binder, bro. I threw them out, or I think my mom threw it out one day. You know, but it's all good. But yeah, but I never got into actually playing them, like actually playing them. I was always, in terms of card games, I'm a poker player, and like I was a poker player before I traded. And what got me into trading was poker. Poker and trading is very similar in terms of risk reward analyzation, odds, variance, a lot of similarities with poker and trading. It's probably not a real jump. It's just random orders getting filled at specified 8 a.m. time. Jesus. So it's just random orders getting filled there. So you'll see some big candle wicks, but they're usually not real price action. Like, it's not like the company's dumped or spiked. It's usually candle wicks that get filled at random orders, or at random spots, at random prices from overnight. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think like, if you ever go to a comic store, I think that's what GameStop should do. Comic stores still get a decent amount of business, uh, and they can still sell video games for people that want them, right? But they need something else that's going to bring people there, because again, the amount of people that buy games physically are going to dwindle over time, and this is just a very self-evident thing. So I think they have to bring more people there if they want to succeed. I'm not buying puts on GameStop, no. And again, guys, if you haven't already, check out one of my sponsors, Apex. Apex is a funded account program in futures where they give you a demo and they test your skill with a demo account first. If you could pass the test, they fund you between 25K up to 300K with a 90% split, and they've paid out over $100 million to their traders. It's a great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk instead of risking thousands of dollars. And most day traders lose. So if you put up $1,000 and trying to day trade with it, I'm here to tell you, you're probably going to lose that $1,000. I mean, this is, any experienced trader will tell you that's probably true. And so instead of risking thousands of dollars, instead, try a funded account program. In the futures market, I can basically day trade the SPY and Q price action. No PDT rule. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks, but there's no PDT rule, and I can day trade, short, all that good stuff without restriction. Again, Apex will give you a demo first, and so you're only risking what you pay for the account. And if you pass the challenge they give you on a demo account, then they fund you the same amount. So the base one's a 25K challenge. They give you a 25K demo account. If you can make 1,500 in profit without losing 1,500 first on that one, they fund you 25K with a 90% split. And the challenge is less than $30 right now if you use my link. It's less than $30. For the time being, you can get the $250,000 Apex account for like $18 after tax. It's like 18 bucks. So for right now, you can get this 251, which if you get funded, you get 250K in funding with a 90% split. You got to make 15K in profit without losing 6,500. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. The other thing, like, people hate on some of these companies, but I genuinely don't understand why. Like, most day traders lose. And so what's the better option for a new day trader? To risk 5K and probably lose it? The problem is, like, some traders are just not introspective, and so they take these challenges and they lose, and they blame me or they blame the platform or whomever. Really, most traders are going to lose. If you lost here, you're probably going to lose much more putting the money up yourself. But again, like, $18 is what this costs right now. $18, right? If you think about the data, so this gives you real-time data in futures. That alone can be worth $18. Some paper trading accounts alone are cost $18. And so there's good value here. And again, if you pass it, you get between 25K up to 250K, 300K in funding. And so it's limited risk. If you lose, you're out 18 bucks, you're out 20 bucks, 30 bucks, however much it is. So it's not the end of the world, but you're still risking something. So it's like a good middle ground of pressure. And again, they're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased because they pay me money. Remember, I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I might be wildly wrong about everything I say. Do not copy me. Not an investment professional. I do trade off stream sometimes. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Yeah, have no idea what I'm talking about. Understand CFDC 4.41 and your trading might be different than my trading. And so, yeah, check it out. Here's the link. Appreciate the love. BT, 2 letters. BT is the code. BT, beginner trading. You can also use triple B. But yeah, BT as in beginner trading is the code. I'm pretty sure it's available, but I'm not 100%. All right, GameStop at least holding at 21. So AMC still trying to come back down. We're going to day trade on there a little bit later too. Check with MCWC. It's similar rules. I would advise you though, if you get funded, to just scale down your size and trade small. Yeah, you can see me this month so far trading on. So here's my account growth, right? And we took some risks to get here. Okay, yeah, so here's my... Yeah, so look, here is my... We actually did pretty freaking well on this account. So remember, this is a PA performance account, right? So just want to put this out there. There's a PA performance account. So it says demo, but that's because it's a PA account on these funded account programs. But check it out. Like, look at this. Look at my stats. So we're running about 63% accuracy, about 63%. Look at my profit graph. Without fees, it looks even better. Like, look at that. But with fees, it's still pretty solid. Again, we're up about 1,800 net. If you look at my actual strategies here, net, we are up about 1,800. I'll take it. Yeah, my average winning trade's about the same size as my average losing trade. That's all good. Yeah. My max run up is 2,300 roughly. My max drawdown's only 740, so pretty good. You know, you can see my trades here too. Look at my trades. You can see all of them. Looking at my last one, $60, $50, $40, $50, $55, $35, $25, $10, $75, $70, $55, $55, $55, $15, $15, $50, $60, $45, $55. So not too shabby. You could also check. You can check their payouts. So they actually have a page where you can check their payouts here. So like, look, shows you where they, like Singapore, Italy, UK, pay out $2,500. So you can see the payouts that people are taking out on them. So it's interesting. 16. John claims he's wrong most of the time when most of us know he was right most of the time. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes, though. Like, I'd rather tell people I'm wrong and have people be pleasantly surprised than tell people I'm right and have people be disappointed if I'm wrong. You know, again, people get weird and they act like, you know, most of the time the people that get weird are the people that bet against me in a lot of these things. And so again, like I told people I like Disney I said this earlier, but I told people I like Disney at $80 a share, and everybody made fun of me. And then Disney went up to 120 recently. I told people I like Snapchat at $7, $8, $9, $10 a share. Snapchat's at 16 or 17 right now. I told people I like Target stock when it dipped down to $100 or so, and people made fun of me and told me I was dumb and wrong. And then Target ended up ripping back to almost 200. Like, there's a lot of companies that people made fun of me for that obviously have been green, that I was obviously was right about. There's been examples of this on the downside too, but I told people the market wasn't going to crash a year and a half ago when everybody told people it would. Market ended up doing 24% last year. So love you.
Love you.
Have a good day. Streaming this stuff can be risky. You want to talk about it? Yeah, I mean, I cover market news. Really, my channel grows from economic reports and data. So I just try to report economic reports and market news. You can't please everybody. No matter what, people are going to get weird, and that's okay. It's part of running something like this, you know. Yeah, they make fun of me, and then when they're wrong and they see that they were wrong and I was right, it's just kind of silence, crickets. Usually what happens is they make another fake account and act like they never disagreed or whatever. Yeah, GameStop diluted another 24 million shares. I think maybe it was 30 million. Yeah, 45 million. Yeah, that's what it is. No, it's only futures. The $250,000 challenge, if you use my coupon code BT, you can get it at checkout. It's going to be $18 or so. Like, post-tax, I think. Right around $18. Got something in my eye. GameStop trying to bounce back. It's almost at 22s. I hope the stock market's not 24 hours. I hope the stock market's not 24 hours. I think it's a horrible idea. You know, I think they brought this up. Guys, listen, if the stock market was open 24 hours, if y'all think there's manipulation now, imagine setting a stop loss. Okay? Imagine setting a stop loss, going to sleep, thinking that your positions were safe, and then overnight, whomever dropping the stock all the way down to your stop loss and then pushing it right back up so you exit what would have been a green trade. Somebody doing that to you at 2 a.m. in the morning, right? Like, I need sleep. And if there's no market hours and markets just open 24/7, number one is you're going to have less consolidated volume in markets. You're going to have less consolidated interest in volume at certain periods of the day. I like the fact that we could get up, trade, at 9:30 we have like a influx of volatility that we can look at, watch, and so forth and so on. I think opening in the markets 24 hours is a horrible idea. It's going to dilute markets. It's not going to be the same, and it's going to be much more boring, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure it's just for the first month, Corin. All right, guys. Yeah, it'd be chaos. Yeah, horrible idea. Just terrible. We should never do it, you know. All right, so now Tradeovate accounts are purchased. You can purchase them again, I guess. But then again, the new Chat GPT-4 is a crazy good example. Yeah, crypto, same thing right now. I don't know. I think Nvidia has a chance to break 1,000. Yeah, I think Nvidia has a chance for it to break 1,000. So again, we'll see. Monday is the best time to buy. I don't know. I think it depends. I don't think there's any good or bad time to buy. I mean, I'm sorry. There obviously is sometimes good or bad times to buy. I don't think the day of the week matters too much, except for maybe Friday. Friday is usually less volatile and less edge, I would argue. But outside of that, yeah. Yeah, we got 45 minutes until the market opens, chat. We'll see what it looks like. Steven Seagal, the most horrible celebrity on earth. Not only that, look at Nvidia rip up. Nvidia's at 948. Seagal is also a fake martial artist. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen Aikido, but Aikido is the most ridiculous freaking martial art you could ever see. Like, they're sitting there, you know, and people are going like flipping and like And then they're opening up schools, and the unfortunate part is that some people fall for it and spend years learning it, and they're just spending their money, until you got Steven Seagal in a dress out there, literally going like this to people, and they're flying on the ground. Like, it's just total nonsense, all right, guys. Yeah, people started talking about Steven Seagal when I talked about it. Everybody knows. Seagal is a ridiculous person. And again, keto, it doesn't work, They've done numerous tests against the keto. With the keto versus like regular MMA. The MMA guy almost always wins. I describe a keto as the pyramid scheme of martial arts. Yeah. Alright, guys, SPY at 529s. Mostly sideways action for AMC and Gamestop. We're gonna get ready to day trade, I guess. Here, let's do it. We'll play with these. Alright, guys, we're gonna get ready to trade. I know I'm in trade debate right now. I gotta find it. There it is. Alright. I'm gonna start with the micro NASDAQ, try to build up a cushion here. We're just too close to the top here. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know how high we're gonna go today either. Nvidia ran up some. And so if Nvidia starts to push up, I think it's gonna drag the market up higher. Didn't Aikido have real origins? I mean, a lot of stuff had real origins, but it's nonsense, Like, let me think of the best example. Like, you could argue a lot of stuff had real origins. It's just total nonsense. I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and this might rub people the wrong way. Kung Fu is mostly nonsense. Doesn't work. You put a Kung Fu guy versus a Muay Thai guy. The Muay Thai guy is going to destroy the Kung Fu guy. And it has real origins. Some karate subsets don't work. Some of them do, Some of them are really good, but a lot of them don't. So it just depends. Yeah, FFIE is one of those stocks that are just flying up over the last few days. A lot of people are interested in it. It's at 270s. I'm not really a penny stock trader, though, so I'm probably not going to mess with it. Did you see that GameStop is selling 45 million shares? Really? Are they really? I mean, it could be in big, bold letters. Right here, in this general area. It might be. But it couldn't. It might not be. No, I'm just messing with you. Aikido is nonsense. And if you hear somebody that trains Aikido, it's the same thing people do with Krav Maga, right? And Krav Maga has its uses. It can be good. They teach some actual stuff, like variations of jiu-jitsu stuff with like actual self-defense. So Krav is actually okay. But like when you hear people explain Aikido, they're like, hey, if we were really doing this, there would be no rules. And it's like, well, duh, right? Like poke people in the eyes. It's like, okay, right, but why do you need to train that? Anybody can poke anybody in the eyes. Bro, my freaking 10-year-old son could walk up to somebody and do that right now. Does that mean he's an Aikido black belt? Of course not. It's nonsense, right? It's just paying money to learn nonsense. Point is, never get your kids in Aikido. I don't even know if Aikido's big anymore. I know it was big in the 90s. Steven Seagal's gonna come after me. Yeah, he might, man. Karate can be powerful, though. Go watch a guy, his name was Lyoto Machida. Bro, Lyoto Machida, he'd dance around the ring, lull people to sleep, and then drop them with a straight right. Karate stance, just KO them. They went to sleep. Like, he was the most efficient karate fighter I've ever seen. In terms of energy spent doing it. Even better than like Wonder Boy. He was good. Wonder Boy was good, but Machida was better, I would argue. Machida definitely more efficient at energy spending too. Alright, guys. Again, I'm talking about martial arts because I'm bored. GameStop's slow. It's been basically in the same spot for the last hour. AMC at 450s. Somebody asked me Tyson or Jake Paul. Bro, I truly do hope Tyson wins. But I don't think the people who truly think Tyson is going to win understand fighting very well. And martial arts, and specifically the impact that age has on fighters. He could be the best fighter in the world. If he's 60, he's going to slow down dramatically. All Jake Paul has to do is let the first 60 seconds play out. And again, your power goes as you get older too. And so all Jake's got to do is dance around him for 60 seconds, and then he's going to tire out and get KO'd probably. And I hope I'm wrong. But Tyson, he's 60 years old. I watched him fight Roy Jones Jr. His power's gone. He still has some speed, but it doesn't last very long. And of course, if he takes really short clips of himself hitting a heavy bag or something like that, you wonder why the clip doesn't last longer than 30 seconds, because he's tired after that 30-second clip. He's got to go sit down afterwards. What do you think's going to happen in an actual fight? It's not going to be good. And I think people are so desperate for Tyson to win, they're ignoring logic in the fight. Yeah, I saw them tickling each other. Honestly, Tyson was like, ha 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 ha. And then Jake was like, hey, I gotta look tough, man. Yeah, Tyson could knock him out. He's got a puncher's chance, but his power's gone and he's 60 years old. Again, look, I hope I'm wrong. But I'll be here to say I told you so after it happens. age, I get, like, I think maybe sometimes like the older people want to believe that they still got it and that Tyson still got it. I'm here to tell you that once you're 60, your fighting days are done, you know. I don't know. I think if I'm Tyson, I'm just kind of swinging for the fences for the first 30 seconds. And then if I lose, I lose. I get the mill and I ride off into the sunset no matter what. HGH, maybe. Goodbye for GameStop right now. Is it time to buy GameStop again? Let me look at the poll. We did a poll here. We asked, will AMC at GameStop bounce back? 60% say yes, 40% say no. You mean? Yeah, dude. I mean, again, a lot of people want to believe that they can. I love Tyson, bro. I hope he wins. I'll celebrate if I'm wrong. I really will. I will get super excited if I'm wrong. But I'm not wrong. You know. Yeah, but again, go back and watch the Roy Jones Jr. versus Tyson fight from only a couple years ago when Tyson was younger, but he was 55 or something in that fight. Watch that fight and tell me you think Tyson still got it. Of course he doesn't. You know, his power's gone. FFIE, I think, is getting a lot of hype. If you don't know what FFIE, all right, so we're gonna short the top here in the micro Nasdaq. Toss has been working fine since I switched. YouTube, his last couple fights 20 years ago, he looked terrible. Yeah, but I'm talking about they got a fight from Tyson 2 years ago, recent fight, where you can see what he really looks like. And again, him and Roy Jones look rough, man. They were a shell of their former selves, unfortunately. That's what I'm saying. People acting like Tyson's gonna come out like he did freaking. Oh wait, I added to this position. I don't wanna. I'm gonna cut this. They have new rules now, so I think I have to use the regular Nasdaq. They have new rules now where I can't add to a losing position, I think, over a certain amount of times. So I'm going to switch my strategy to when I add, I'm going to add to only a winning position. And if it's not a winning position, I'm just going to cut it. All right, so we're going to add a little bit more. All right, so we're going to take these max shares, 4 contracts. Now we're basically flat in 4 contracts right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this pretty soon. As long as it... Oh, that's better. Now we're basically flat. I'm trying to be patient with this. We got 4 contracts of the regular E-mini, not a small position here. And this is an actual 50K funded account on Apex. I don't really need more than 4 contracts either. This has to mostly do with NVIDIA, I think. NVIDIA's pushing up a little bit, trying to go back up. And I think I'm gonna get out a piece of this. I just cut like 25% of it. Limit my risk some. 3 contracts should be plenty. All right, we're flat. Let's go green. There we go. We're now green. It's taking so long to work for me, though. There we go. All right, so we're adding to a winning position now. 2 contracts. There we go. Took half off, locked it in a little bit. Took another piece off, 2 contracts left. Took another little piece off. We're up about 70 on the day, or we're up 70 on this position. We're down. Now we're up about 75. All right, so yeah, we're up about $100 on the day now. We just caught the top there. We were patient with it. We limited our risk where we could as well. Yeah, sorry, I was in a trade, guys. Yeah. Yeah, catch a backup on chat after I got out of this trade. I don't know. Jake Paul's not bad. Like, Jake Paul's pretty good. He's not elite, of course. I don't think anybody thinks he is. But he's not bad either, though, guys. Like, look. Jake Paul, if you want to know a true test, like, Paul Fury and Jake Paul fought. In that fight, Jake Paul held his own. He got beat, for sure. But he held his own against Paul Fury, which is Tyson Fury's brother. And so he held his own against a legit boxer. He didn't get KO'd. He didn't get knocked out. Against a young, good boxer that has been raised boxing. And so Jake's not bad. He's not elite, obviously, but he's not bad. And so, yeah, I think I think it's gonna be hard for Tyson to win. And I don't like Jake at all. I hope Jake Paul gets knocked out in 10 seconds, but it's just unlikely. There, yeah, Tommy Fury, not Paul Fury. Sorry. Yeah. Musk versus Mark. Mark would beat Musk up without question. Mark is Zuckerberg trains, you know, so he's gonna beat Elon for sure. Yeah, Mark looks like a legit black belt. I don't know. I saw Ashton Kutcher roll with some other guy, with his coach, or with somebody else. I think it might have been Craig Jones. Craig Jones had one of the funniest jokes that I saw on YouTube. Craig Jones said, Sambo is like jujitsu. You know, the two guys that started Sambo, you know, they saw jujitsu and they said, you know what would be better? if we took our pants off. You know, that's how Samba was started. Craig Jones is funny, man. No, he's not a black belt. He's he's not a black belt. I don't know what he is now. He might be purple belt now or blue belt. No, Sambo is just a combination of wrestling, striking, and jiu-jitsu. That's all it is. It's a combination of wrestling, striking, and jiu-jitsu. And judo, I'm sorry. Judo, striking, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. It's a combination of all of them, really. Ground and pound, that is, though. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. If I said black belt, he's not a black belt. He's only been training for a few years. Sorry. Alright, yeah, guys, I'm trying to kill time here. I'm kind of bored. We got 25 minutes left. Gamestop starting to bounce back a little bit here. We'll see if it does. The market open might give us some more stuff. We got time. Freestyle? Y'all gonna have to pay me more for that. Nvidia dipping down a little bit, kind of dragged the market down. We caught the top. Let me see what I'm up net. I'm up almost 2,000 net in this account, so we're getting close. Yeah. Terrence Crawford. Oh, well, yeah, he would destroy Jake Paul. Of course he would. I'm teaching AI. I'm talking to AI right now. AMC back up to almost 457s. GameStop still sitting at 22s. I don't know if you should get a GameStop call option or anything. You think Starbucks stock? I know Starbucks dipped a lot after earnings. I don't know if it bounced back. I bought a lot of dips from earnings. Like a lot of stocks had earnings and then fell. But I never bought Starbucks. Let me look at it. Did it ever rebound from earnings? A little bit. Came up to 77s. from 71. So it did bounce back percentage-wise pretty decent. When OnlyFans? Listen, get your mind out the gutter, you know? I know, man, listen, I know. I'm just that attractive, and, like, I get it. That's what the people want. I understand. Listen, I get it, you know? I gotta keep my veil of mystery, though. Alright, guys, we got the NASDAQ starting to bounce back up a little bit. I was thinking about buying it. It's kind of choppy right now. We'll see what remember, it's Friday. A lot of the times Fridays give us boring, choppy behavior, and so just be careful. We might have sideways trends. I'm in CVS. I bought CVS a few days ago. Took profits on it yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Might have been the day before. Yeah, the shelf offering, which is dilution, is what tanked. I'm building these codes. These 5-minute alerts. Tell me what you guys think about this. I'm building these alerts. I'm gonna ask it to build me a think script version. Yeah, but Aikito's nonsense. Over time has shown that Aikido mostly targeted people who didn't know any better and acted like it was a legit martial art. And again, people spent years and years of their life learning Aikido, wasting time, and they think they're somehow, like, imagine you worked your whole life and now you're a black belt in Aikido, right? And then you go to any modern MMA gym where if you're a black belt in any martial art, you should hold your own in striking. Or grappling, right? Especially grappling with, like, grips and a gi. Oh, dude, you should be able to hold your own with jits. But they won't. They're not. It's a complete nonsense martial art that it's mostly like a theatrical martial art. It's just nonsense. It's people wasted their time with it. And that's just the truth. All right, so we are bouncing up. I might short the top when we get up here. Alright, so here's a think script version of this code. We're going to work on this code, see if we're building a code in the background. I'm going to see if think script. I'm not going to show you the code, but I wonder how well this is going to work. Let's try it. I'm going to build it off screen and just show you the end result. All right, guys. Yes, sorry, I'm working on this toss code in the background. I want to see if I can get it to work. Hold on, let's see. It said it fixed it. Yeah, so the crazy part is that I can send chat GPT pictures. Let's see if this works. All right, guys. So GameStop down to 2170s. SPY bouncing right at that volume weighted average price level. No, I didn't pass the 250K one. Honestly, I haven't even really. Oh, I did build up some profit in that account, didn't I? Let me try. Yeah, a brand new white belt in jiu-jitsu is night and day better than your average Aikido guy. Right, exactly, Jonas. That's the thing. That's the reason jiu-jitsu works, is because it's almost pure rolling. Yeah, but with it, like, you have instructionals, but like, you go every time you go to the gym and train jiu-jitsu, you're sparring like every day you go, and that's a powerful thing, because after full resistance sparring day in and day out, you get really good at it, and you learn what works. You learn how to do it, you know. All right, guys, waiting for the market to open. We got 13 minutes. I'm trying to check this account. I made some money on one of the accounts. Let me see. I know I made some money on my 250K challenge. Yeah, sorry, I'm sending I'm sending chat GPT. The crazy part is that I can send chat GPT a picture and say, these are the errors I'm proceeding in the code. See, the crazy thing about AI, the reason I think NVIDIA could hold, it might not, I don't know, but the reason I think NVIDIA could hold, and again, I'm in NVIDIA right now. The reason I think it could hold is because AI has grown incredibly powerful. Again, I can send AI an image of the error that the coding is giving me, that the ThinkScript editor is giving me, and it just fixed it. Wow. Okay, let's try this. Hold on. Okay, so the code is now working, and it works, dude. Look at it. So yeah, so look, I just literally sent, I'm not going to show you the code, but I literally sent ChatGPT 4.0 the errors that the code was giving me. I didn't send it the instructions. I didn't copy and paste the text. I legit just sent it a picture of what my screen looked like and what errors the code was giving me, and it completely fixed it. Like, look, this is the code that I just built. I want to see if it works on Toss though. So look at this, right? So this is a bearish bullish reversal code. Like, look, down pressure. Look at this buy signal. Beautiful bounce afterwards. on a 5-minute chart. Let's keep tracking it on the SPY. It's not gonna be perfect, but hey, I'm just playing with it. Look, got a little follow through bounce. Let's keep looking. Look at this one. Look at that. That's not bad. This is a 5-minute chart too. So it shows up here. You get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes of bearish action. Literally called the top right there. Again, I'm not going to show you what this is, but look at that. Literally called the top here. Breakdown. This one was wrong, of course. But hey, not too shabby here. Let me keep playing with this. Look, called the bottom. Look at this. The bearish ones seem to be the best ones. Look at this. Literally called the top again. Half a day of bearish action afterwards. I'll have to look at a longer term chart. Look at this one. Literally called the top again. Not bad. We'll have to keep testing it, but look at that. Bottom of the range, top of the range. Follow through. Interesting. Let me take this off the screen. The bearish ones. Here. Sorry, I don't want to show you guys what this actually is. So I'm going to hide this. All right. Cool. Alright, just took it off the chart. But yeah, that's interesting for sure. Alright, we're gonna put these charts back up. NASDAQ, Gamestop. Yeah, no, it compiled really well. Like, again, it took me a little bit of time, but so Frostbite, if you bought a TradeAvate account, go to TradeAvate and go to Google and type in TradeAvate login. Click whatever login you find, and then wait for your email with your username and password, and just put those into the login page of TradeAvate, and boom, you're there. Interactive Brokers just ran out of shares to lend on AMC. All right, chat. 4 minutes. Why did GameStop drop 21% suddenly? Offering dilution. All right, so look at the NASDAQ fall. I'm gonna buy this dip here at the bottom. One contract. I'm gonna add one losing position to it. I'm not gonna add any more to this. We are at the bottom of the range, but I'm just getting punished now. Why'd the market dump so fast? I'm gonna have to cut this. Yeah, we're out. So now we're down 150 bucks or so on the day. Oh, and then we bounced all the way back. You don't love to see it. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get funded on the. I don't want to give too much back on that today. What am I connected on? So yeah, here are the alerts. My Discord is not acting right. Yeah, I'm gonna put up quant tower. Just gotta wait for it to set up. But no, man, honestly, for a business person, ChatGPT is so powerful, man. It really is so powerful. The only problem is it's not hooked up to the internet. Okay, so is new GPT hooked up to news now? Again, we did take this position. I'm up 220, 200. I don't know what just happened. It must have been a news event. I'm back up to $130 in profit on the day. What happened? Microsoft reportedly plans to put latest COD game on subscription. What made the market bounce like this? All right, so we're connected to Apex again. Let me see if I made any money. I thought I built up profit. I don't know if it was yesterday, the day before, when it was. I want to say it's this one. Yes. Okay, so I did build up $10,000 in profit on an Apex account. Here's the profit. So I built up 10K in a if I make another 5,800 bucks, I get funded 250,000. All right, let's do it. Let's try. There we go. We're gonna have to mostly take the NASDAQ with this. Again, we're only gonna add to winning positions. This much. All right, so there's one position. I think I can add one to this. There's two. I can't really add any more to this though, so we're gonna sit tight and wait. I think I'm gonna need to take much larger size from the get-go. Luckily, this is just two contracts, so relative to this position, we're just gonna cut it. All right, so now we're in 10 contracts. We're gonna add to our winning position. We're in 20 contracts now. Boom. Oh, dude, I was about to take profit. It took so long. Oh my goodness. All right, there's the opening bell. Really risky of me to hold this through the open, so I don't know what I want to do with the rest. We're still kind of green over, we're at least flat over the last few trades. There's only 5 contracts, so it's a pretty small amount to be honest, but we'll have fun with it. All right, Gamestop at 22s. All right, took a little bit off. Now we're red. This is just 2 contracts though, so this is insignificant. I'm gonna cut this and let some. We basically are flat. We're still up 10K or so. I forgot it was the opening bell. All right, we're in 10 contracts. It's a risky trade for the opening bell, but again, this is me trying to get funded in the 250K challenge. We're gonna take that off. We're gonna add back our size. I just added a little bit more, 15 contracts here. Sometimes positions feel like they go right to my area and then dump. Kind of flat on the position though. Let's see if we go green. Alright, well we're gonna have to cut this now probably. Alright, so that was our first major loss. We're still up about 9K in the positions though. It is Friday, that's why we're trying to add at the bottom of the range here. We've just been a little unlucky with it. There we go. Alright, so we're scalping the profits on this one here. We got 10 contracts left. Really rangy open. Yeah, I was trying to manage. Oh crap, I didn't mean to add there either. Oof. We took a little bit off in profit, but limited our risk there, which might be a good move. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. So we are now only up about 7K. So definitely gave some back here. Market's dumping down faster than I thought it would. We're still up. It actually in our actual funded account, we're still green. We're up 70, or we're up like 50 bucks. All right, so look, we're gonna have to just take a swing again. This is an $18. There we go. We're in 10 contracts here, or 20 contracts. I think we can take up to 7 more. So we'll add to that, try to fix our average. See if we get a bounce. Just kind of swing forward here. Again, if we lose, this is a challenge account. So we're trying to get funded on a 250K account. And we're already up 7,000 on it. We were up 10, but we kind of took some risks and gave it back at the opening bell. But we've dipped enough to where I think maybe we get some positive edge. AMC GameStop down to 21s. All right, we just took half off. We're up thousands in this position. A little bit more off there. A little bit more off there. We got 7 contracts left. I probably have to add more to this. There we go. Took a little bit more off there, locked it in. Back up to where we're up around 10K. We got 7 left. I don't know what I want to do with these. We got 2 contracts left. We'll probably cut the rest of these. Get out small loss. Yeah, so we are now back up about 10. Coming back down. We'll add our size right back here. I think we got to just take a big risk to... Gamestop back up to almost 22. AMC looks pretty green on the day. It's at 450s. But a little bit worse fill here, but that's all right. I can add 1 position to this. So we'll add 7 if we can. So back and forth. There we go. All right, another gain. Another one. Another one. Boom. There we go. All right, so we are up about 12K. We need 4,000 more. So we're probably going to limit our risk. Let me see what the actual account's at. Yeah, we're up about 12. We're up 11,500. So we need 50. We need 4,500. GameStop back up to 2230s. If you want an Apex account, again, right now I'm in a $250,000 challenge. If I get 16K in profit on this account, I get funded 250K. It's only $18 right now. If you want to check it out, here's the link. Use my coupon code BT. We'll get you the max discount. You'll get it after tax. It's about 18 bucks for the 250K challenge. They are a sponsor. I'm biased. They pay me money. Understand CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance results have limitations. Don't copy me. Don't sue me. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about everything I say. I'm biased because they pay me money and they're a sponsor of mine. There you go. Anyways. I think I am going to have to scale down my size a little bit now. All right, we're in 10 contracts here. I can add a little bit to a losing position, I think. All right, so we're going to keep it here. 15 contracts. Kind of range trading is what we've been doing, but if I'm wrong about the range, I just need to be ready to cut it quick. There we go. $10 contracts left. All right, now we're effectively at the bottom of the range. I'm gonna get out. Yeah, now we're up about 13 on it. We need another 3. Again, range trading. Gamestop coming back down though. It's at almost 21s. I mean, FFIE is halted on the way up. It's at 295s. Problem with range trading like this though is eventually it's not going to work. Yeah, again, my Discord's acting up. Yeah, I can't really see any of the messages. Alright, we're going to try to trade choppiness, but man, I've honestly gotten punished a lot with this choppy market action. Or I've actually made a lot with this choppy market action. I don't really trust going sideways again. If I do, I only need 3K roughly in profit. So look, we're going to take $5,000 positions. But it's risky. Or we're going to take 5 contract positions. It does let me add once to a lose. Like eventually the range's going to break. And so I'm hoping I'm not going to be wrong about this and it breaks on the downside. I didn't know I had 12 positions. Oops. There we go. Take some off there, but limit the risk. Take half of this off. Take some off here. Limit my size. Maybe add back if we get in the green, but I just don't trust this move anymore. Alright, FFIE still running. Alright, well, we're taking some profit now. We need a little bit more, so we're going to scale up our risk. 7 contracts. Again, we need about 5K here. I'm only adding on winning positions. Yeah, my Discord's acting up. We got 10 contracts now. It is a Friday, so we're just looking to attack a range, like most Fridays show. But we're really consolidating. Look at AMC back up to 460s. Is Gamestop trying? Oh, GameStop's still down to 20. Is Hood running up? Yeah, look at AMC up to 468. So AMC's coming back a little bit. Gold still pumping up. Nike, Netflix. All right, I'm running out of patience with this. I'm just going to cut this trade. It's too close to lows of the day here. So that's our first major loss. We're still up over 10K. We're up about 11,000. Here you can see my graph. And I don't know. We might wait until Monday and really like attack something Monday. And then we could trade our regular actual funded account now maybe. Here, I'm pulling up our TradeAvate account. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, you can see. This is our actual 50K funded account on Apex. Yeah, Gamestop back up at 21s. So it's trying. We don't really have any news at 10. Oh, wait, what do we have at 10? I'm sorry. Let me look at Thursday, Friday. Oh, it's the leading index. Minus 0.3 is what's expected. We'll see what if it shows. I don't know about that one. It might help or hurt the markets. And again, guys, if you haven't already, check out some of my sponsors. Check out Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. Great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. And you can see Chart Prime has oscillators, back testers, screeners, all this cool stuff that they offer. I'm specifically going to use the Oracle Pro and the Market Dynamics Pro. These give reversal signals. And again, I always try to back test this live so you can see it like fully back tested live. Really a really cool way to learn how to trade, and also it'll kind of show you different things that happen. So, and again, let's just back test this live. So it shows you the money flow recently. Look at the strong signal show up way back here. And they're a sponsor of mine, but look at the strong signal show up way back here. Look at the follow through. Look at the buy signal show up here for literally hours of green action. Strong sell signal there, hours of red action. Strong buy signal there, hours of green action. Minutes of red action. This one was wrong. But look at the strong signal here, hours of red action. Strong signal here, hours of green action. Strong signal here, hours. And so again, just look at how many work versus doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 out of 8 didn't work. This one, maybe this one did work. And so again, can't be powerful. Again, there's oscillators, backtesters, screeners. It's like 40 bucks a month. It's custom trading view indicators. And again, one good trade can pay for itself. Although again, they are a sponsor. I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can. I can't guarantee it's going to work. Nobody can. Check them out. Again, AMC has pumped up to 460s. You get 40% off using my link. Next week, we have the Fed minutes report and NVIDIA earnings. Again, the Fed minutes report and NVIDIA earnings last time was our largest stream at the time. This week's Jerome Powell beat it, though. We had over 14,000 concurrent viewers this week for one of our streams. But the last NVIDIA earnings, we had 14,000 concurrent viewers as well, or roughly 14K concurrent. So, yeah, NVIDIA earnings next week is going to be one of the craziest weeks of markets. Crazy week for tech. Again, if you haven't already checked out Apex, if you want to get funded, the $18,000 or the $18 250K challenge is only 18 bucks. You know, so you can get the 250K challenge that if you pass it, you get 250K in funding. The challenge costs $18. You got to make 16K without losing 6,500, I believe. And so I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but if you want the max discount, you get 90% off everything else right now for the first month. If you use my coupon code BT, Beginner Trading BT, will get you the max discount always. So again, check it out, chat, if you haven't already. We appreciate it. There's the link in chat. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a great weekend. I know the leading economic data post. Again, if Discord people, anybody on Discord, I can't really read you right now. Something's off with my Discord. So my bad, guys. If you're on my Discord, I can't really see anything on it. Chat. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Y'all be good. Love you all. Y'all have a safe and happy weekend. Again, we're getting out of here. And y'all be safe, guys. Again, Gamestop, AMC, craziness. We'll see what happens next week with this stuff. Yeah, I'm just checking one more thing. But yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Y'all be good. Should I wait for 10 a.m., I guess is the question, though. Should I? Should I wait for 10 a.m.? I forgot the leading indicators drops at 10. I guess I can sit around and wait for another 4.5 minutes. I've already announced I was leaving the stream, but I guess I could sit around and wait for 4.5 minutes. Do you think it'll really move markets? All right. Market's kind of stabilizing here. Yeah, we got 3.5 minutes, chat. 3.5 minutes. Oh yeah, Powell speaks on Sunday. I forgot. Powell speaks Sunday. What time Sunday? Let me make sure. But yeah, Jerome Powell also speaks on Sunday, chat. He speaks on the 19th at 2:30. Is the futures market open then? Yeah. We'll probably do a Sunday stream. Is the futures market open Sunday? I don't know if GameStop rebounds or not, Chase. Maybe it could. I don't know if it will. You know. We'll see. Next week. Okay, yeah, futures don't open until 6. All good. All right, guys, we got 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes. Thanks so much for the growth here, chat. Also, we're going to throw it in sub-only mode, so if you haven't already, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell, show us you're supportive to the channel. We're almost at 140K. We'll hit 140K for sure next week. But help me hit there now. All right, guys, here we go. A minute and a half. All right, so 30 seconds. Ten seconds. I want to see what happens here. I really do. I want to see what happens. All right, here we go. We got Waller speaking as well. All right, minus 0.6 versus minus 0.3 is what it showed up as. Minus 0.6 versus minus 0.3. And yeah. So lower than expected. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all be good. Love you all. Have a great day. Y'all be good.